optimum distance position? You feel solid? Yeah?
Yeah.
Excellent stuff. Very good. So what did you learn from that? Was there anything that was slightly different to your approach that you normally do then?
Usually I don't even think. Just
okay, yeah.
Walk straight in.
Yeah. Hope for the best.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, if you plan for the best, you will be, I promise you, you will all be more consistent. So that's what we're aiming for. Just want to point one thing out that you're doing very nicely there. When the distance between the foot got a little bit bigger, and I that inside, I probably thought the cue was getting a little bit lower. If I exaggerate that now, if I stand and feet very close together, it's very easy to lift the cue up there, and it's harder to get the cue down. But the further your feet move apart, look how low the cue is now. I mean, that's obviously too far, but to exaggerate the point, if you're coaching somebody, or if you're coaching yourself, you notice the cue is too high off the cushion. Great way of doing it is just widen the sides by an inch or so. That's very often all it needs for your. It's almost like, you know, the racing cars, they're lower than a bus, aren't they? Because their centre of gravity needs to be as low as possible. If you widen the sides just a little bit, your centre of gravity, if you watch my back, that becomes a bit lower as well, and you feel more anchored onto the table, more stable on the shot. There's less chance of moving if your centre of gravity is that little bit lower. So that's another benefit of having slightly wider rather than slightly narrower stance. Okay?
The bigger the plays quite high, doesn't it? Like his hand's quite high.
You mean the angle of the cube of the cushion?
Yeah. Surely being low is going to be better, but it seems to work for him.
Well, in theory, yes. That's another subject, but it is a good point, because basically the higher the cue is above the cushion, the more chance.
Just cueing, it's to do with his cueing.
Well, yes, it is basically, because a player of that standard is totally capable physically of getting in this position or this position. So they have the flexibility, the technical flexibility to do that at will. But the disadvantage of having the cue higher above the cushion is that what do you do when you want to throw the cue ball? You do that, don't you? Because then you're digging the cue ball into the bed of the table, which causes a bit more contact time between the tip and the white, which basically puts more side spin and more swerve on the ball. And the flatter you are, the more power you're putting across the bed of the table into the red. The steeper you are, the more you're hitting, the more you're striking into the bed of the table. And also it's harder to aim the ball as well. The higher your cue is, the less flat you are to the ball and to aiming the shot. So that's another disadvantage of going higher. Okay, any other questions on that? Good. Colin's next. So when you're ready, 1, 2, 3, well done. It's pretty good straight off, actually. Why don't we try, look at the imaginary cue ball there, and a bit more distance with your right foot. So move the right foot out an inch or so. Looking at the imaginary cue ball there. And again, an inch further. Beginning to look a little bit unsettled here, a bit more distance. Now that's definitely uncomfortable, isn't it? All right, stand up. So now we know what's too uncomfortable that way. Let's go a little bit too close until you feel unstable, all right? See, that looks very weak now, doesn't it? He's only gone an inch or two closer. This is very often an inch or two is all it takes to go from 50% of perfect to optimum. Alright, and now stand up, give yourself a break. And between those two there's an optimum. Why don't you show us what you feel is giving you the most stability, control and comfort all in one? prefer the left leg to be locked straight?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, excellent. Distance looks alright, doesn't it? Yeah. You can see the upper part of the body in the back looks relaxed, which allows the shoulders and the arms, the bridge arm and the cueing arm to do its job properly. Great, stand up. Good job. And now do the same thing, but as you go down into the shot, lock the left knee as soon as you basically plant the foot, so that that ceases to be a variable then in your approach to the table. Has it become unlocked there, or is it locked now, the back leg?
Not,
Was it there completely?
not clear, no. Bit loose.
So what do you normally do? Is it normally completely locked or just slightly?
It normally, sometimes I can like sort of loosen and then I sort of go down more, and that's what I think I'm missing.
Oh, I see. I think it's really important to do one thing, to choose to do one thing and one thing consistently. And you said the word consistent, didn't you? That sometimes it does this, sometimes it does that, and it's really important to do the same thing, time, like a photocopier. Put a piece of paper on the photocopier and press copy 100 times. Do that in your game. Now that looks alright. That looks stable and solid. And that's the left knee is locked there completely, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you feel okay with that? You don't feel uncomfortable on the back of the knee, do you? Because you've always done it. Great, stand up. I would say then that, okay, stand back onto the line, well done. I would say that as a bit of a mind read to save too much sort of interrogation of you and your game, that's more comfortable for you and more natural for you to lock that knee completely, yeah? Excellent. So we found one possible way of looking to improve your game. If your game's not ideal, if you're not playing at the best of your game, look to that, look to the back knee. Am I doing it properly? Am I locking the leg as soon as I basically plant the left foot onto the floor? Very, very important. Okay. Any questions? Well done, very good job. Good stuff. Who's next? Okay. So, show us what you can do, Ron. Show us your 1, 2, 3. Well done. Just hold it there. And hold it there, please, just 1 second. Without saying anything, guys, just keep a mental picture of the stance we have there. All right. And we'll stand up, please, to the shadow line again. And do your 1, 2, 3 again, please. Is the left foot in a slightly different position this time? Very slightly, yes. Yeah, it is. Yeah, very good observation. Start again, please. You may have noticed that the left foot made a very small step forward before the... Did you notice that? The first time it didn't happen. Yeah, it did, yes. So only 2 steps allowed. 1 and 2. Yeah, now the left foot has gone into the position it was on the first shot, hasn't it? Alright, excellent. Stand up when you're ready, please. And what we want to do is experiment with the distance between the feet, and we may also experiment with the angle of the feet as well. So that there are 2 things you can do with the left or the outside foot. With the left-handed player, it's the right foot, isn't it? But the outside foot, you can change the distance and you can change the angle as well. So we might change, I'm not sure which one I'll experiment at first. But go into your shot. Stand exactly on the line, please, to start with. Well done. Now, in fact, let's do both. Let's experiment with, say, 2 or 3 inches outward and forwards with the left foot. Again, a couple more inches on top of that.